Hey Guddu, code's not working, yeah? We don't have enough time or resources or power or money to run the code that we need. What are we going to do now?
Lab. Looks like you need smart clusters, an innovative, cost-effective supercomputing solution. Hey, I'm Ishan, and I was hoping we could have a quick chat about our product, smart clusters. So today, consumers all around the world have their own computers with large computing capabilities, but none of them ever really use their computers to their full potential. Meanwhile, companies and research institutes desperately need computing power and have to pay upwards of $1.2 million per year to access that. With smart clusters, we want to give that unused computing power to the companies and research institutes that need it, and in the process, take a fee for ourselves.
Hi, I'm Shalin, and like my colleague Ishan said, we can use smart clusters to solve a variety of problems. For example, if we consider the pharmaceutical industry, big companies like Pfizer, for example, spend $7.7 billion in R&D, much of which is used in computer simulations of protein and protein folding. And due to this large expenditure, pharma companies often raise the price of their drugs so much that ordinary people can't afford it and they have to go without these life-saving drugs. Which is why if we use smart clusters to reduce this computing cost up to almost 75% less computing cost, then we can see the price of these life-saving medicines being brought down. And that's why we believe that smart clusters can also change the world in addition to providing companies and research institutions a lower cost for their computing.
As Shalin has said, smart clusters can aid big pharma companies in developing the solutions in health that we need for today as well as into the future. But this is not all that smart clusters can do. Smart clusters can help anywhere where there's big data analysis necessary or other types of large computing power. For example, smart clusters can help in climate change with Boeing and computational fluid dynamics. Smart clusters aids Boeing to help them release less CO2 into the air as well as make their planes more efficient and allowed us to preserve our environment for the future. In addition, smart clusters can aid in national security as well as nuclear security in processing large amounts of data for governments and other research institutions to allow them to determine what types of threats are actually threats and to determine what to focus on. In addition, smart clusters aids a lot in genomics and relating genes to different diseases so that we can figure out cures to the largest problems in health today. And then finally, smart clusters can also help with physics simulations and high energy physics such as nuclear fusion, enabling us to bring the next generation of power into our world. But this is not all that smart clusters can do. Smart clusters has applications everywhere where there's big data and everywhere where we need to use computing power, even solutions that we don't even see today. So now let's talk about how we're going to be implementing this solution.
So, as I was saying earlier, consumers around the world have more computing power than they actually need. Their computers are underutilized, so our service would allow them to sign up and devote their excess computing power to be used by small companies, colleges, and research institutes. These various customers would be able to use the computing power and use the exact amount of power they need to conduct different research tasks involving big data. And this way, by giving them just the amount of power they need, we save them time and also money.
Smart Clusters has the opportunity of reaching thousands of small to mid-sized colleges, as well as anywhere from startups to many large businesses that can't afford to have their own supercomputers or use any other external applications for big data processing. In addition, we have major applications in governments, from governments anywhere from across the world to even the United States over here. Finally, we've also performed a survey where over 100 people responded from within our community, and they reported that almost half of them were willing to install this program in their computer. So across the world, billions of computer users would be able to install the software on the computer, and thousands of other research institutions would be able to use our billions of people who are using smart clusters in order to perform their big data calculations.
In today's business environment, where many companies offer similar products at similar prices, there's a lot of competition for any new item that enters the market. Which is why, when creating smart clusters, we created it so that it was unique from all the other solutions, and so that it would be more attractive to potential customers. So, for example, Oracle provides a supercomputing cluster which they price at $1.2 million. And the problem is this is not scalable, it's not personalized for our needs, and if you need more power, you're in a bit of a situation, and if you're not using as much power as you're given, you're being suboptimal. Other companies such as IBM and ClearSpeed create specialized chips which are more efficient for certain tasks, but they're not adaptable, and they're very expensive, and again, they're not personalized for the needs. However, Smart Cluster has a large pool of power, it's highly adaptable because we will have a wide range of hardware, and it's comparatively inexpensive. In fact, we project that you would have over 50% savings in your IT cost using smart clusters, and you'd also have a more tailored, more personalized system for you.
Security was a major concern and a major consideration while we were building smart clusters. So to ensure the security of both our consumers and our clients, we make sure to have a few key things in mind. So first, we make sure that all the code is running on a user sandboxed environment where no code can access any other files outside of its own private box. So it won't be able to access any of your private information or any of your bank accounts because it's going to be contained inside its own secure enclosure. In addition, we have virus scans and pre-deployment hooks that we use before code is deployed to people's computers in order to ensure that the code is safe and completely secure for them to run. Finally, nonprofit projects such as SETI at Home and other types of single-use computing networks have not had any types of computing breaches like this case. And finally, we also ensure that code is completely signed. So financials are an extremely important and strong part of smart clusters. So first of all, our startup costs will be very low because we don't actually have to start up any type of manufacturing or any type of delivery chain. All we need is 3 devs at assuming $30 an hour and $20,000 in advertisements. Over 6 months, we will only need to spend $106,400, which is very small compared to other manufacturing startups and many other startups that intend to deliver other sorts of apps. In addition, over our running period, we are projecting 3 cents of profit per work unit, which is 1 minute of work on an average CPU. And assuming 10 weekly active clients for the first year, and also 20,000 work units to break even, it will take us only 16.6 weeks to break even. And over our course of our growth, and over the course of the next 5 years, assuming that our growth grows 2.5 times every year, and use the same values, 3 cents per work unit, and also 10 weekly active clients per week for the first year, we have an estimated profit of $19 million over the first 5 years. So this is an extremely strong part of our plan.
So real quick, I'm just going to talk about our management structure. Originally, we'll have one member serving as the CEO, CTO, and PM, and the other 2 members will focus on very developmental and specialized tasks. In this way, we can limit our startup costs significantly and also have a minimalistic approach that covers every aspect necessary to successfully launch this kind of a company. Of course, as we grow, we will eventually expand into the traditional structure of a business, but for now, this is the best solution to starting up our company. At Smart Clusters, we have a dream to supply research institutes and colleges with the means necessary to tackle the world's biggest issues. And we hope that by watching this video, you will join us into our path for glory.
Smart cluster down to deploy, 200,000 devices. Let's run this. Oh my god, it worked. Good dude. Code worked. We met our project deadlines. We're all getting bonuses now.
Of course, and it was only possible with smart clusters.